everybody. Welcome to the Takeoff podcast presented by Live Casino Hotel in Philadelphia. And we've got a special guest, a homecoming for this guy from Camden, New Jersey, South Jersey, Temple University. It's amazing to say it, Haason Reddick, because 5 years ago when we were in your spot interviewing you about getting drafted out of Temple, could you have ever imagined that you'd be coming home to play for your hometown Eagles?
No, I couldn't have imagined it. At the time I was just thinking about getting into the NFL, just getting my feet into the door and, playing for any team. But now that I have the opportunity to play for home, I never thought this was going to happen. But now that it has, man, I'm ecstatic for it.
And we're going to get into a little bit later. We're going to talk about the clean energy drink that you're involved with, the R7. I saw you when you took the field at the Linc for your first preseason game, and I just kind of saw you looking up and looking around. Were you kind of taking it in that you're actually playing a game at the Linc for the Eagles?
Oh, man, of course. Just it's my first time being back in the Linc since a couple years ago, and I haven't been a home player there, since my Temple days. So to be there, to see the crowd, to see how they were cheering on, man, it was just electrifying. It gave me chills, and I was excited. I knew I made the right move coming back home, coming to play for the Eagles.
So what's it like being back home and actually playing for the team with your friends, your family, and people coming up to you on the street?
Man, it's been busy, man. If anything, just a lot going on. Trying to get settled, trying to find time to spend with the family, while also, trying to find time to give back to the community, the fans, and also trying to find time to, have to myself as well. So it's been busy, man. But overall, I just been enjoying the experience, enjoying the love, enjoying the support, man, and enjoying the cheers for me being back here.
What's it like adjusting to or learning Jonathan Gannon's system, and how much do they ask you your input about where you're lining up and what you're doing?
Man, it's been good, man. Just being here, as far as learning the system, man, everything's been really smooth. A lot of stuff. I gained a lot of knowledge playing inside linebacker position earlier in my years, and then as well as my edge and rush stuff that I've been doing for the last 2 years. So I've just been combining all of my experience and taking every detail from the defense and just soaking it all in, man. Learning the defense in and out has been a very smooth transition. As far as input, they're always asking me, "Hey, what do you think about this? How do you like this?" Always asking me for my input, saying what I'm comfortable with, what I'm not comfortable with. And I love it because I get the opportunity to, make sure that whatever there is that they're asking me to do, that I know I'm capable of doing it. And that's the best part about it, right? Nobody wants to be put in a bad situation, and we're in a situation where it works for everybody.
And watching training camp practice, I mean, you're lining up just about everywhere, right side, left side, even on the inside. Are you pretty much good anywhere as long as you're getting after the quarterback?
Oh, man, I would like to say that. We're just trying some things out right now, seeing what works, see what doesn't, see what we're doing really well, trying some new things to see if we can get it down packed, doing it really well. And if so, we'll probably take it into the season. So we're just experimenting with some things right now, trying to see how some things look.
Over the last 2 years in the NFL, you've got 23 and a half sacks, fifth most in the league over the last 2 years. Are you able to tell me who the top four are? Do you know?
I believe so. I know you have, you got TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, I believe Aaron Donald is in there. And then if I'm correct, I think it's Trey Hendrickson.
Ding, 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 ding. You got all four. That's impressive.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what is that like for you as a kid growing up in the Delaware Valley to see your name there with some of these guys like an Aaron Donald?
Man, it continues to push me, as you ask me that and you see that I know, man, whether anybody knows it or not, I'm still competing, I want to be better than those guys. I'm working really hard. Not saying that I am, but that now that I'm there, that I have the stats that puts me up there in that kind of category with those guys. I'm, doing my best and working my hardest to maintain and even, elevate where I'm at in that ranking.
Tell you what, you're 27, right?
Correct.
And you were with the Cardinals. You played inside linebacker. They've kind of moved you around. You have found your role in the NFL and what you do really well. What potential do you think you have? Because are you kind of still learning a lot of this?
Most definitely. I've been on if you really think about it, if somebody thinks about it, I've been playing edge in the league for 2 years, full time. So this is last year. This year would be like my third, fourth year doing it, man. So I'm kind of still getting my feet wet in this thing. And I'm still learning, how to rush NFL tackles. It's different than college. I'm steadily working on how to be a better pass rusher in the NFL. And yeah.
So Jeremiah Washburn, the assistant on the defensive line, the other day said, you are faster and more explosive than they thought. How do you think you've arrived in Philly at camp?
And I've just been, if anything, I've just been trying to be a great teammate and work hard, lead by example, not saying too many words just because I'm on a new team. But, man, I think camp has been going really well for me. I get to go against Lane every day, who's, just amazing, man. If I said it before, I said it again. He's one of the best, if not the best, one of the best tackles in the league. So, camp has been going really well for me, being able to learn, continue to build on my skills. And, I just can't wait to see where this thing goes going into the season.
That's a great thing you mentioned with Lane Johnson. What has that done for you to jump right in and face him a lot? And how much do you help each other with ways to beat each other or tips and stuff like that?
Man, iron sharpens iron, man. And when you going against one of the best, you want to bring your best, so I'm always trying to challenge Lane in practice. I want to sharpen him just as much as he's sharpening me, and the experience that he has, his skill set, just going against him is going to, I think it'll make it a little bit better for me going into the season because most tackles won't be as good as him. So seeing him every day in practice is invaluable.
I was thinking about it. Brandon Graham was drafted by the Eagles in 2010. Let me guess, were you about 16 years old?
Yeah, 2000, yeah. Yeah, man. Still in high school.
How wild is that you're now playing with Brandon Graham? You watched him growing up here, right?
Exactly, man. And that's crazy in itself. Just seeing some of the guys that's been on this team for a very long time and, seeing them on TV during my high school and college career, getting to see them play and to actually be here on the team now and be around these guys and just seeing what kind of character, if anything, seeing who they really are as a person and seeing that they're good people outside of just football. That's been the best part because, Brandon, BG, he's welcomed me with open arms. He's embraced me. He's embraced me ever since I signed here. And just being able to be around him every day and gain knowledge from him has been invaluable. Just to learn some of the things he's learned over 13 seasons is just crazy. So that's another good situation, another great vet who, I'm excited to have been able to be here to get to learn from.
Tell you what, nothing came easy for you. You had injuries in high school. You were a walk-on at Temple. And you built yourself up into a first-round draft pick. And I'm thinking of the Eagles slogan that they came with for their Super Bowl year, hungry dogs run faster. How hungry are you still at this point?
Man, very. I'm still chasing excellence, man. I'm still chasing. Personally, I'm chasing to be better every year. Until I'm done with football. So. I'm hungry as ever. I'm not letting down. I have no plans on stopping, and as long as I, as long as I can, man, I'm going to be giving this thing my all.
When you look at that defensive front that you have and the rotation that you guys have, And then the linebackers. I mean, it's been a while in Philly where we're a little hyped about the linebackers in town. Tell us what you think of that front linebackers and also the secondary you have now with Slay and Bradbury back there.
Man, it's just been amazing. And, seeing some of our highlights from camp, watching practice every day. I'm just excited for the defense as a whole. You look at it on paper and it's a lot of talent, but I just can't wait to see, this week and going into the season, what we look like going against opposing teams. We've been meshing well. We've got unity. We've got, we've got chemistry. We're building chemistry. So I just hope that we could continue to build on what we've already been doing, the days we've been stacking, and continue to push and, be great during the season.
So how did you get involved with the clean energy drink R7 and why is it so useful to you?
Just wanted to, for me, I like to get behind things that I believe in. And when I tried the energy drink, I had, it did everything that it said it was going to do. I remember drinking plenty of other energy drinks and still feeling tired or feeling a crash or like an itch up under my skin or something like that. So when I tasted that and, I did my research on it to make sure that it was clean, make sure that it was everything that it was. I started to try to help to grow the brand and then eventually invested as well. And it's important because a guy like me, my job calls for hard work and putting in hard work, a lot of the time. And that can be hard. And sometimes you need an energy boost. Sometimes you need a kick. Sometimes you need to pick me up, so you can get done what you need to get done. And that's what I found and I believe in it. So I stand behind it.
Jalen Hurts was talking in camp about how he had to kind of cut out one of his favorite things, and that's drinking lemonade. But the Eagles found him kind of a good substitute that gives you that lemonade taste, but also gives you the stuff that you need. Is that kind of what R7 is because it's healthy and clean?
Exactly. I think health is a big thing. It should be one of the biggest things in the world, right? Somebody's health. And for my job, health is everything. The healthier I am, the better I can perform. So, like I said, I just wanted to. I found something that gave me energy, that was clean, and that did everything that it said it was going to do. That gave me focus, gave me the energy to push through and finish a workout, or go work out for 3 hours, whatever it may be. I have found it in the R7 energy drink, and that's why I chose to get behind it.
R7 is helping Haason get through camp. So Jalen Hurts said he had to give up his lemonade. Is there something that you kind of have to dial back on to stay in camp shape or get ready for the season?
Man, actually, I've given up sweets, man. I got a sweet tooth, usually eating sweets late at night before I go to bed. And get ready for whatever I'm doing the next day. So I kind of cut that out, man. Just, try to, continue to build on something as far as health-wise. So I've done that. I'm trying to give up greasy foods as well. So I'm doing some things. Trying my best, it can get hard sometimes, but I'm trying my best to be as healthy as I can be.
Have you stayed away from the cheesesteaks or you're back home now?
Surprisingly, I have, man. Surprisingly, I have. My first couple months here, I was probably getting one a week. But as I've gotten into camp and, it's time to buckle down and be more strict about the things that I'm putting into my body, I've kind of cut that out.
The coaches have talked about how fast you look, and it looks like you've gained a little more muscle. Have you put some muscle on? Because they're kind of surprised at your size, how strong you have been.
Yes. Last year I played at about 230 to 235. This year I wanted to put on about 10 to 15 more pounds. I had all season to do it, carried it around well, moved with it well. And, I had time to train with it. So going into this camp, I've been holding the weight very well and been able to still be very explosive while also being very strong. So I'm excited about that change, and I can't wait to see how that holds up in the season as well.
And you're lining up against Jalen Hurts in practice every day. I believe last year in the Eagles trip to Carolina, did you sack him twice?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. He talked about it when I first, when the news broke that I was coming here. He had hit me up. He talked about it, and he was like, just happy that I was on his side now. So, all love there.
How tough is it for the defense to go after him when you have that threat of him not only running but throwing the ball down the field?
Man, and it's been very tough, but very useful, for any time that we'll see guys who has the same skill set running wise as Jalen does. And I like it because he's a guy that when we're rushing in practice, you still have to be wary of your rush lane. You can't, you have to, it makes you more of a knowledgeable player, right? Going against him, I know like sometimes I can't try to take the edge all the time because if I leave a gap open, he'll shoot through there. And if he's not running for 15, 20 yards, he could still be mobile in the pocket and make a play down the field. So it's been exciting. It's been a challenge, but it's also been very useful and helping with understanding and learning how to pass rush a passer like Jalen.
Couple final questions for you. I remember seeing you at the Sixers playoff game. And you were there with Jordan Davis, the big guy, Nakobe Dean. Were you sitting right behind Jordan Davis, or were you in front of him? Because I don't know how you would see the game if Jordan Davis is sitting in front of you.
No, I was actually sitting on to the side of him. But he is a very large human, man. Big guy, strong guy, and somebody else who I'm excited to see how he's been coming along in camp as well, man. I can't wait for the season for him. Just to see the work that he's been putting in and how strong he is and the way he's been moving to be that big, man, I could tell that I'm going to love having him around this season.
And I remember Tyler Herro he had a basket right in front of you guys. And for some reason, he either said something to you or like got in your face. Did you ever get an answer as to why he did that?
Nah, I ain't really, the Sixers had won that game, so I felt like that was enough. I ain't really go out there and seek an explanation, but it was a little fun moment between a few professional athletes.
Nice. To wrap this up, I think it's such a cool story that you're back home here. For all that you embody for kids growing up in Camden, South Jersey, and Philly, to see your story, what does it mean to you to now be home so they can see you live, or you're a member of the Philadelphia Eagles? What does that mean for the inspiration that you are to a lot of kids growing up here in the Delaware Valley?
Man, it means a lot. I've always, even when I didn't play for the Eagles, I've always supported and, helped and gave to the community while I was away. But now that I'm here and I can actually, attend some of my events, face to face, see these people in person, see these kids in person, and actually give my time and show them where I come from, where I'm coming from, and why I want to help them and how I'm going to help them. It's a beautiful thing because it's one thing to, just give money and help, but it's another to actually give my time, and hopefully I can become a role model for these kids and give them something to look forward to trying to be just like.
Well, and it's really great what you're doing. You had your football camp and you've done a lot of good things since you've been back home. So we're glad you're back home, and it's just such a great story, and can't wait to see you run out of that tunnel. First home game at the Linc with your family there. That's going to be special. Yeah,
it definitely will, man. Appreciate you, John. Thank you.
You got it, man. Thanks for the time. And if anybody needs to get through their own camp this summer, you got the clean energy drink R7. If it's working for Haason Reddick, it'll work for you.
Exactly.
Appreciate you.